Good morning, viewers. I'm Saraswati, working as a assistant professor in SNS College of Engineering. Now, we are going to see about the topic is system calls in operating system. Before going to see about the topic, all of you know about what is system call. System call is it provides a interface between a running program and the operating system. Any single CPU computer can execute only one instruction at a time. If a process is running in a user program in user mode and needs a system service, such as UTD, as a reading a data from a file, it has to execute an instruction to transfer control to the operating system. The operating system, it provides services and system call and provides the interface between the services. The system call is written in a language C and C++ as routine. System calls are performed in a series of steps. This is a simple system call, working of a simple system call. Its system call is a technique by which a program executing in user mode and can request the kernel services. The application programmer interface is a function definition that specifies how to obtain a given service. When an application program calls the stub trap instruction is executed and the CPU switches to supervisor mode. Each system call contains its identification number. This is a working of a given system call. This is an application. The application programming interface. The system call is sent to the application programming interface. The application programming interface is sent to the system call interface. The system call interface, the given instruction, the given user entered instructions, it will be processed under the CPU. System call. It maintains the table of system call number. It provides execute the system call using that number. When the function complete, it switches the process to user mode and then returns control to the user process. It is an explicit request to the kernel mode via a software interrupt. When a user mode process invoke a system call, the CPU switches to kernel mode and start the execution of the kernel instruction. The CPU switches one mode to another mode. The kernel mode is a system level mode. Making a system call is like making a special kind of procedure call. Only the system call enter the kernel and the procedure call does not enter the kernel. System call. The API, it does not necessarily correspond to a specific system call. The API could offer its service directly in user mode. The single API function could make several system call. The several API function could make the same system call. The kernel implement many different type of system call. The user mode process must pass in a parameter called the system call number to identify the required system call. Every system call has a required number. According to the system call number, the system call will be executed. The system calls return its integer value. The kernel is positive or 0 value denote a successful termination of the system call. And negative value denotes an error condition. The API supports a set of functions for application programmer. It includes message passing a parameter to each function and return value. The API used by application programmer are as follows. First one, Windows system, Windows 32 API, POSIX system, POSIX API, virtual machine, Java API. The user function uses trap function instruction for using kernel services. The application programmer uses ordinary procedure call. The OS provides a library of user functions and the name corresponding to each actual system call. Each of these stub function contains a trap to the operating system function. system call. The trap is also called as a system call interface. The three general methods are used to pass parameter to the operating system. First one is a pass parameter in the register. The register pass starting address of the blocks of parameter. The parameters can be placed or pushed once the stack. Classification of system call. System call is divided into following types: file management, process management, inter-process communication, IO device management, information processing, and maintenance. File management. The file system call is nothing but the user can create a file by using a create command. The file name, every file name has some attribute or required for creating and deleting a file through a system call. The user can perform various operations on the file. Read, write, reposition are the operations performed on the file. File is closed there, finished, using same type of operation is performed on a directory. Every file has a attribute. The attribute is a name of the file, type of the file, and accounting information. These details will be executed by using a system call set file attribute and get file attribute. Process management. The process management, every process can also create, terminate, load, execute, abort, set and get process attribute. Other system call is wait for time, wait event, allocate a memory and free a memory. If the user want to terminate the currently running process, then the system call is used. Other reasons for abnormal process termination are error messages generated by the memory dump or error trap. The OS provides a debugging facility to determine the problem of dump. Dump is returned to secondary storage disk. Debugger is one type of system program. Inter-process communication, pipe, socket, message passing, or shared memory are used for inter-process communication. Send a message, receive message, create and delete connection, attach and device, remote device, detach remote device on the system call. Used in the inter-process communication. Shared memory. The process uses memory for communication. One process will create a memory portion which other process can access. A shared segment can be attached multiple times by the same process. In inter-process communication, socket is a system call. It's a bidirectional communication device that can be used to communicate with another process on the same machine or with a process running on another machine. Message passing. Two processes communicated with each other by passing messages. Message passing is direct and indirect communication. Indirect communication uses mailbox for sending, receiving messages from the other process. IO device management. The device. Every device can be request device or release device, get off nail, and set device attribute, get device attribute, read and write operation. The processor needs several resources in its lifetime. When a process requests for resources, the request granted. If it is free, otherwise the request is rejected. These are the some system call functions in operating system. Thank you.